Hey guys, I've been working on these on this Thunderbird hood here. Been sanding. I got the perimeter of that hood scoop all sanded down. It looks like the car was originally white, and somebody painted the hood black and then painted it white again. So there's a lot of paint on that thing. So now I'm getting ready to sand down this 78 hood. I'm going to sand it all down, and then I'm going to cut this, and then we're going to mock it up, see how it looks. Okay guys, so I did a chalk line drawing. I dropped the chalk line, and then I just took a Sharpie that way, because the chalk line, I guess you couldn't see it, but that gave me the straight line. So now I'm going to take my cutoff wheel, and I'm going to cut this scoop out, and then we're going to set it over here on this scoop, on this hood, and Alright, so as you can see, I had to flip the hood upside down. I believe that these supports on the bottom, they're really just glued. They're glued to the metal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut through here and cut the rest of these supports off the bottom, and then we'll separate the support from the scoop, and then we'll see how it fits over there, because I think the metal itself will be plenty strong enough once it's on here and welded. So I don't think I'm going to need all this extra weight. So let's get that cut and see what happens. Okay, so like I thought, I just used a little propane, just a little torch, and heat this thing up, and you can see it had like spots of glue. They just put some kind of glue under there, glued it all down. You get that thing a little warm, and I just pried on it, it popped right up. And the same with this brace, it's got a little bit of glue on it, plus the end was lipped, the bent over. So that was lipped over, kept it on there pretty good. So more scrap. So that's gonna go. So now we have ourselves a nice metal hood scoop. So we're gonna put this over on this hood. I'm gonna go grab the other piece that goes on the front so we can see how it goes. Obviously I'll have to do a little more trimming that. So here's the hood scoop off the Thunderbird, just kind of sitting on the Mustang hood. Now I gotta tell you, it's kind of hard to tell right now just because I got a little more metal trimming to do. But I think I'm going to bring this scoop, I'm going to bring this all the way out to the edge. All the way out to the edge of the Mustang hood and trim it. I'm going to trim it so this part actually sits. So it hangs over the front of the actual hood, just a smidge. That way, if I do that, then I won't even have to put this little bend in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this all the way back, scoot the whole thing forward, and put that on there. And it looks like I just have to do a little bit of metal shaping. It's a pound. You know, I can tack it a few places. Tack it, and I think is what I'll do is I'll tack it in place. And then I'll flip the hood and I'll cut the hole out on the bottom where I need the hole once this is metal, once that is tacked on the hood. So so I trimmed the metal back, and I trimmed it all the way down, all the way around. So I trimmed this all the way back, and it is really close. It goes right to the tip of the hood. I might have it hanging over just a smidge, but it goes right, and I'll weld that down, and with this scoop on there, the way that thing hangs over the edge of the hood. Now I'm gonna have to, you know, this is gonna have to get bent down a little bit, but let me show you the profile, this side. So you got that hood. Now you can see that the hood scoop doesn't bend quite as much right yet as the hood, but that's not going to be tough. Heat that up a little bit, maybe do a little bit of thumping on it. But look how cool that hood scoop is, hanging over the front of that piece. Now it's kind of hard to tell right now just because it's a couple different colors and it's rusty and there's some bare metal, but wait till I get this finished, welded, sanded, and primed up. It's going to look amazing. Hopefully, I'll be the first guy to do it. I haven't seen Thunderbird hood sitting on a Mustang, so it actually kind of gives it sort of a, it's going to kind of look like a Shelby kind of a hood, I think. It's going to be awesome. Now that I took that support, took all them supports off the underneath, it's not that heavy, but it's still pretty sturdy. So I think it'll go right on there real nice. So that's that. So I appreciate you guys watching my video with the hood scoop from the Thunderbird to the 78 hood. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish sanding it. I'm going to spot weld that in, and we'll have to put it in primer, and we'll see how it looks. And you know, obviously we're going to have to do some little bit of metal fabbing to curve that, to make that curve with the hood. And then a little bit of, obviously it's going to take a little bit of putty to blend that so you can't see where I welded it. Grind it, weld it, putty it, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to do all of that. And now I was in here yesterday, I was in the garage, and turns out my air compressor took a shit on me. It spun a bearing. So I'm standing here and you hear the worst noise you could ever hear is an $800 air compressor just spun a bearing. So now I'm on the hunt for a new air compressor, so that thing's going to have to go in the scrap along with that Thunderbird hood, which stinks. And maybe I can just find the compressor motor to put on this thing. So anybody got a spare compressor motor laying around, send it my way. Nah, I'm just kidding. So take it easy, and make sure you share, like, tag, and subscribe to my channel. And my next video, I'll be welding the hood down, and we'll see how that looks once I cut that front piece off and let it hang over. And then maybe we'll fit it. We'll take it over there and we'll set it on the Mustang, see what it looks like. That's going to look pretty awesome. So have a good day.